Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ATS. Switched back to the rudimentary W900 today, and coupled with the Great Dane Everest from Bart, my favorite trailer, hands down so far. Glad I bit the bullet and purchased this one. Look at this one too. I now have this special setup at the bottom, where the trailer cables from the truck are at the bottom, and the trailer is actually compatible with it. The connections are all at the bottom. Very nice attention to detail there, so it's much cleaner here above. Cool, I like that. So that's truck and trailer combination. Jon Ruda on the truck, Bart on the trailer, and they work hand in hand together. Very nice, I like it. Now, do we have lights there? We should, because we are carrying 19 tons of milk, which I assume should be refrigerated, but we'll see how that goes. I think it's the daytime lighting that's the problem. Anyway, so we are exploring more of Wyoming today, guys. We are coming from Riverton to Sheridan, and I wanted to explore this bit of road, State Route 789 or US Route 20 and 14. I remember that one. That should be a pretty scenic area. We have 2 viewpoints that we can explore. Should be a short drive, but lots of windy roads, so let's get going. And that engine you're hearing, anyone take a guess before I say it? It's the Cat 3406E from Zeemod. Let's hear the engine from inside the start sequence. Even hearing the jingle of the keys. Absolutely loving it. And of course the interior sounds for the W9 as well. There we go. It's all taking shape now. These days, I am really super hyped to be driving in ATS. And I know some people are more into ETS too, but right now I just find it hard to get motivated about driving in ETS2 when there is so much to explore and so much to enjoy in ATS in the form of DLCs, mods, and whatnot. So many things that increase immersion. Granted, a lot of them are payware stuff, but that is money well spent in my books. Also, might be a bit loud on the volume, guys. Not sure if it is, but at least you'll get some nice engine sounds. So if you don't hear me, at least it will be like a silent trucking video, right? And we'll see later. Even the interior sounds as the truck shakes and whatnot. Sounds pretty nice. What is that on the ground? Looks like tire retreads. Fell off a truck or something. There we go, beautiful. Also, the steering wheel is from a mod as well. Can't remember the name, but it's in the mods list. It's a bigger version. If you have the SCI, the steering wheel creations pack. What the heck happened there in front? Looks like those 2 trucks hit each other. Yeah, they're backing off now. For a change, the clumsy trucker isn't me. Okay, I'll take that. Interesting stop sign here, even has a light. Probably gets missed a lot of times, that stop sign, so they decided to put a light in there. I would bet there have been some incidents in here which triggered the need for adding a light there to make it more visible. Very interesting how these things work, right? I'm reading a book right now. It's called Nudge by the famous behavioral economist Richard Thaler, I think his name is. It's basically about how the people are getting these sneaky cues that influence the behavior in one form or another. Like, what's a good example? I think I remember something in the Japanese trains might be an example, if I remember correctly. In the Japanese trains, you know, when the doors are closing. When the doors are closing, normally in normal trains, right, you would hear like a buzzer, like a buzzer to make you go fast and try to reach the train. But in Japan, what they did is those buzzers, instead of having buzzers, they made those into relaxing music, like some short tunes. Make it relaxing so that people are less likely to rush towards the door and get themselves in trouble, get into accidents rushing for the train. So that kind of calm music nudges the behavior of the people, doesn't force them to not run, but the tunes kind of make you lean toward more of a calm demeanor. It's very interesting. And even in the roads, we have here in the roads, like how the lines are spaced apart in the roads. I remember it was in the US, the sample in the book. There was a particularly dangerous section of the road where there were lots of bends, and there were signs like that: speed limit, the warning, you know, the yellow signs for speed limit, all the warnings you can see. At least if you look at the road signs, you'll see that it tells you to slow down. So I guess those kinds of things, right? It's good what's in front. But it's still not enough. Still a lot of accidents are happening. Oh my goodness, look at this view. Rocks for days. Loving it. 3 tunnels. Do we have 3 tunnels? Oh, 3 tunnels ahead may be icy. Oh, first time driving through here. Because the normal routing doesn't take you here. It takes you on another road, interestingly enough. It's like they don't want you to go through here for some reason. Very nice, I like it. Feels like a ride in an amusement park. Oh, there's the viewpoint. Okay, we'll check it out. So yes, that dangerous part of the road, it was this is not legal. You shouldn't be able to cross here, but I won't tell if you won't, okay? It's going to be our little secret. And we're going to be getting in the way of the other lane, I think. I'll continue my story in a bit. Let's go and enjoy first this viewpoint. What is this? Boysen State Park. Boysen, like the paint? I'm not sure if that's a local Filipino thing. Boysen. Or maybe that came from the US. Very beautiful textures here. And yes, I'm still using NPI tweaks, guys. I know there was a bit of a ruckus yesterday, as I asked you guys if you preferred NPI or SSAO, if you liked anti-aliasing better or SSAO better, or in other words, if you liked less jagged edges or better shading. You can't have both. And that was more of a 70-30 vote, 70% or 71 actually, I think. Or was it 69? That's so close to 70% of the voters, 200 people voted, that you'd like better anti-aliasing, so less jagged edges at the cost of not as good shading, so a bit more flat. The shading is more flat, less dynamic. Oh, there's a train there. Nice. You almost heard it. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Boysen something. National Park or something like that. Lots of rocks. Cool. Very nice. So yes, I am sticking with NPI for anti-aliasing. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, check out the channel, youtube.com/theclumsygeekgaming, or just click on my icon and go to the community tab. I made a poll there where you can vote. Is that a car? Yes, it is. Let's let him pass. I made a poll to check which you guys like better, anti-aliasing or SSAO. And yes, there have been some very interesting points in the comments, but at the end of the day, I looked at it myself. I looked at the sample footage we have myself, compared how SSAO looks, how AA looks, and I decided I still like this better because I noticed the jagged edges from the non-NPI stuff. Very nice. This one very nice now. Someone's taking a selfie there. Anyway, back to the nudging. So that area of the road, so you can imagine, very windy, and you really need to focus on the speed limits like that, but a lot of people miss it, so a lot of people got into accidents. So what the government did as a nudge, and this is what you call a nudge, is to put some lines, a lot of lines actually, on the ground. So if you think about white lines, but the lines are perpendicular to what we see here in the middle. So it's how do you say? So if this is vertical, the lines are horizontal, going left to right. Yeah. So as you go towards the bend, those lines are spaced apart, and as you get closer to the bend, that curve, that dangerous curve, the lines actually get closer. And so your mind, your eyes, your brain will try and tell you, it seems like you're going faster, because a while ago the lines weren't going as fast, but now they are, so maybe I have to slow down. But actually what's happening is that the lines are spaced closer together when you're nearer to the curve, so that you tend to slow down a bit more. So that's one perfect example of a nudge applied in a scenario like this. Very, very practical. And I guess that's also one possible thing, right? Adding those lights could be kind of a nudge too, to help you notice it. Might be. It's quite interesting how these nudges work. They don't really force you into anything, but they do make you more likely to go with the right behavior. Anyway, so that's what I'm reading. Very interesting stuff. But on a completely different topic, did you guys notice that? Rewind the video maybe 10 seconds as we enter this junction, and you notice lots of those buildings. I've been noticing that recently. I think with Wyoming, or maybe the latest update. Yeah, because we have a lot of new buildings here, new custom assets from Wyoming. But it seems like their LODs are all wrong. They're lods. And as an effect, there is a pop-in. So the buildings are appearing right in front of you. At least the details are. So you see a building from afar that looks plain. And as you get very close to it, you notice, it suddenly pops up. The details, becomes a totally different color. The windows start appearing, and all those other details that were not there when it was like, I don't know, that far away. But yeah, it looks like it's very late when the details come in very late. What is that? World's largest mineral hot spring, and there's an arrow. Let's take a photo here. One second, let's go and try that out. Maybe over here. Let's see what that guy is all about, where it's pointing to. So if we go and look, where? There it is. You guys see it? It's hard to see. Remove the blur first. That's the guy, world's largest mineral hot spring. That looks like a vandalism of some sort, right? It looks too informal, but I would imagine that's there in real life. Anyone know? Does anyone have any more context on that? Let me know in the comments. It's an interesting one. But yes, if anyone has discovered or noticed those pop-ins with the buildings as well, let me know in the comments. And if you found the fix, even better, let me know. Maybe there's a new config file option. because there's a config file option for the lods, the LODs for the traffic. Ooh, train. So that the cars that pass you, the cars from a distance, they don't pop in with details too close to you. You can actually change that. I'm hoping there's also a similar setting for the buildings. So yeah, that's a bit of an immersion breaker. The buildings appearing right in front of your eyes. Very close to you actually, like 1 block away. Got 3406E. I haven't driven with this engine in a while. I missed it. Now granted, I know some people don't like it so much, but for me, all good. All good. All Zeemod goodness. Very nice. Lots of farms here. Also, I specifically chose the weakest engine available. Weakest, I think I chose the 450 horsepower one, if I remember correctly. Just so it would be more interesting when climbing those hills. So I remember back when we were driving the Mac R, and the Mac R only had very limited engine options. Really had to struggle when carrying something super heavy and when carrying something uphill, and you had to have perfect shifting, otherwise you wouldn't make it. You'd start rolling down the hill. That kind of challenge I'm kind of missing. So whoa, didn't see any warning for oh, that one. That's actually the early warning. Okay, so it said 45, but there was a sign below it which was saying that speed reduction ahead. So that point was not yet the 45 itself. Interesting. Just a different layout, but same purpose, looks like. Gray Bull. Looks like a small town. Let's turn off our Jake brake. Be a bit more what's the English term? Accommodating? No, there's a term for it. Nice. That will work too. To the locals, not buzzing through with our Jake brake. There you go. Stay within the speed limits as well. Okay, here. No Jake brake. Let's be nice. There, you see? Guys, see the buildings pop up? Yeah, there again. Lots of pop-ins with these kinds of buildings. They look super nice up close like this. But yeah, I think they have a problem with the LODs. If you know of a discussion about it, maybe in the SCS forums, I bet someone talked about this already. Please point me to it. But don't leave a link. Gray Bull Museum. Is that a raptor? Interesting. Very nice little town. Very cozy. But yeah, if you know of a discussion about it, in a fix especially, let me know. But don't leave the link, because if you put in a link, YouTube will probably block your entire comment. So just let me know how to find it. Just tell me it's in the SCS forum, search for this keyword and whatnot. There we go. Good. This route is not bad at all. And yes, I remember in the last stream I mentioned Wyoming is my favorite DLC when it comes to the details, or how much work SCS put in. The signs, the gentle windy roads, the custom assets, the vegetation. But when it comes to how the actual state looks like, I might be more into Colorado still. Not really sure about that anymore. Because whenever I go back here and drive in Wyoming, I change my mind about it, because look at how beautiful everything is. Just breathtaking. Especially the northern side. I think I like the northern side more. You'll see later as we get to that those hairpin intersections, those hairpin bends, those hairpins basically. You'll notice how beautiful it is there. Bighorn National Forest. Did I see it right? And look at this, guys. The engine is struggling because I'm in the wrong gear here. I have too low revs, and I'm hesitating to change gears, because if I change gears, I will need to pause. There's a few seconds in there where I will lose power, and it might not be worth it. Although now I think it is. Okay, let's do fifth gear here. There we go. That was worth it. There. 30 miles. Yeah, we're in the right speed here. No problem with overspeeding at all with this engine. That's quite nice, and it is a very steep climb, right? Wonder how much this is in terms of grade. Sixth gear? Yeah, we can do it. Sixth gear. Very nice. The turbo is screaming as well. Beautiful. Yeah, this is my favorite part of the DLC, probably. Because this is where it gets really green. Lots of trees in the vegetation in Wyoming. Best they've done so far, in my opinion. Looks so natural. None of those 2D looking sprites anymore. Shading looks great. They look 3D. And best of all, they're not as heavy in performance. The optimization in Wyoming is next to none in my books. So it has the best visuals, but at the same time the best performance as well. So SKRS really outdid themselves here. I hope they can keep this quality up or even improve it, especially with Texas. It's going to be a very difficult endeavor. Texas is so huge in terms of the land area. I hope they can keep this kind of quality all throughout and they don't rush any part of it. I remember there was a comment in one of the videos. I can't remember. We were talking about something about how beautiful these DLCs in ATS are, and compared to the ones we got in ATS 2, the ones in ATS 2 are okay, but they are a bit lacking in some areas, to be honest. Like Iberia is nice overall, but there are some areas which are rushed. There are some missing signs, and for me the mortal sin with these mapping techniques is the squished roads. So much so that the bends are too sharp for a highway, and you tend to tip over, especially if you're a truck driving at the speed limit. There's no speed limit warning about it, so you tend to tip over. Basically, that's what I call not clumsy proof when you have those kinds of roads. Oh, what is this? Okay, it's a dead end, so we'll have to maybe circle around here so that's easier to go out later. I love it how you can see the Great Dane from the side mirror. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Please, thank you. There we go. Okay. Beautiful sounds. Right, second viewpoint of the day. What is this? Bighorn National Forest. Oh my goodness, look at that trailer. But that's actually nice. That might be one of the advantages. Let's have a look at our trailer cables later. Because remember, the trailer cables I put at the bottom, they still look stretched though. Oh, look at that. Scenic. Can use this in a cinematic intro, huh? Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Super crisp. And yes, anti-aliasing all the way. Now, thank you, by the way, guys, for voting and commenting on that poll, because it gave me a bit of an insight why some people are okay with the anti-aliasing and why some are not. Some people just have a more sensitive eye But at the same time, we all have different setups, right? Different resolutions, different screen sizes. And yes, it's a very subjective matter, this anti-aliasing, the jagged edges issue. Some people really notice it, some don't mind it at all. For me, I'm on the side that I really notice it if there are jagged edges, because I have a 27-inch monitor, I have a 1440 resolution, so the jagged edges are a bit more obvious, right? I remember the Tourist, for example, has a 13-inch screen. Yeah, with a smaller screen, you don't really see the jagged edges. Like, for example, I was watching the footage, the sample footage we had yesterday. I was watching it on my phone and I couldn't notice a difference. Oh my goodness, yeah, those cables don't look healthy at all. I take that back. That might not be safe either way. This kind of turn, huh? Whoops. Clumsy trucking indeed. Moving on. Nothing to see here. There are those cables stretched all the way through. Very nice. So yes, when I was watching on my phone, I couldn't really notice a difference. But as I moved to my PC and I started watching the VOD and the footage comparing SSAO versus AA, man, I could not stare so much, could not prolong staring at the SSAO only, the one without AA. And if these terms are all alien to you, sorry about that. But basically, there's like a debate, or there's a point of contention. Some people are okay with using the default graphics, the default graphics settings. So the in-game scaling, the in-game options for anti-aliasing. And then because they're using default in-game settings, they have access to SSAO, which is basically something that improves the shading. Instead of having like a flat, it's hard to say, but for example, if you look at the steering wheel, there's not much shading in there, right? It's a bit more flat. If you have SSAO, it's more likely that you have different shades in there. Some parts of the wheel might be darker, things like that. So it's a bit more dynamic, a bit more 3D looking. So that's the advantage of using the default graphics. And also the trees look a bit more 3D because the shading is better. Yeah, some parts of the tree is darker than the rest. So it looks a bit more realistic. So that's the advantage of using the default in-game graphics settings. But the disadvantage of that is much poorer anti-aliasing. The anti-aliasing is very bad in my opinion in the default graphics. It's something that SES has to work on hard still. They have not yet poured in a lot of effort in fixing that, I think, or at least it has not visible to us yet. They have not been updating that. So the brilliant minds over at the RawX forums, that's the link I shared in the community post with the poll, they actually came up with a tweak, a third-party hack. So if you have an Nvidia graphics card, you can use the Nvidia Profile Inspector to force anti-aliasing. So instead of using the anti-aliasing in-game, you're using anti-aliasing outside using the NPI, Nvidia Profile Inspector. And it does a much better job than the default, than the in-game settings. That's what I'm using right now. Now the only downside of that, aside from the additional setup and the other requirements, is you actually do not have access to SSAO anymore. SSAO does not work with NPI. So that means your shading is not as good. So you have a bit more flat textures, a little bit more flat models, right? The shading is not as apparent. But I've been watching the footage we had, comparing the two. Dang it. Should I have my headlights now? Yeah, it's getting late, I guess. What time is it? Almost 7 p.m. That analog clock there in the center of the screen. Fine. Oh, heavy. Goodness. There we go, 5th gear. Oh, don't let me stop here. Yeah. What was that? Oh, I think that's the lamp there. The shadow of the lamp. So it's a bit more flat, but you get much better anti-aliasing. You get less shimmering, you get less jagged edges. And if you have a big enough monitor to see those differences, it will really change things a lot. That's why I guess some people vote for SSAO and some people vote for AA. Now where is the way station? Oh, it's so out of the way. Dang it. Fine. It will prolong the video at least, so I have more chances of talking with you. It's always great. So I'll take the detour. The gurgly jake brake. Come on, just crawl it through. Full stop. Let's go to crawler gear here. Because I think a portion of my trailer is still on that ramp. Look at the lighting on that chrome trailer. Beautiful chrome textures from Bart. Absolutely top-notch trailer work. Very nice. Am I approaching this the right direction? Yes, I think so. Yeah, all good. Okay, so let me have a look at the ETA. 3 hours 51. Okay, so we can't sleep. We have to push through, guys. Sorry about this, but looks like we'll be driving at night here. That's okay. I think we've had plenty of sightseeing already. So we get all the different viewpoints, all the different times of day. But yes, thanks for sharing your opinions on the AA SSAO debacle. Quite interesting, quite interesting points of view. Now I understand more why some people are very adamant on one side or the other. But yes, unfortunately or fortunately for you, depending on where you side, I am more on the AA gang. So the videos will keep on the AA side of things, because I've tried. But yeah, hands down, the AA still looks much better in my opinion. Hopefully it's not too bad, the visuals, guys. Hopefully you can live with it. It's looking here right now. Beautiful sunset. Perfect to end the day. Oh, hopefully that guy stops. Thank you. And I missed driving this W900. Very nice. Rudimentary, as we call it. And that's a very good thing. A rudimentary, for those who missed it. Also, speaking of missed jokes, I totally missed that comment from Ethan Hunt. He had a comment for me in the latest VOD where we were checking the Great Dane Everest trailer. Do you ever rest? And I thought he was seriously asking me whether I do rest or not, so I gave him an honest answer. That I was actually getting a bit more rest these days because I don't pressure myself anymore to make daily videos. If I need a rest, then I rest. Is that a Sheridan or something? No, that's probably not. Maybe, huh? Maybe. But yes, that was my answer to him, and he was like, no, 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 it was a joke. Do you ever rest? Everest? The trailer, you know, Great Dane Everest. Oh my goodness. At that point, when I read it, my mind kind of played its own badumts. Sorry about that. I'm a bit slow on the uptake sometimes. But yeah, that's but yes, just wanted to highlight that too. Not the joke. Well, kind of as well. But also the lack of daily videos. Yeah, I don't do daily videos anymore, guys, as you might have noticed. There are gaps here and there. And it's actually been better for me not having that pressure, getting a bit more time to recharge the creative juices, you know, and really start recording when I feel like recording, not because I have to record. Because as enjoyable as this hobby is, there are days where it's hard. There are days when there are no ideas coming out, and there are days when I just want to lie in bed, or I don't know, maybe still play but not create videos, because that's a very different thing. Some people might say, you're just playing. Yes, I am playing, but it's not just the actual playing. Being a content creator, some of you guys probably know or have even experienced yourself, it's an entirely different ball game. Adds a huge amount of pressure, especially in the beginning. These days, not as much anymore for me. Years of practice have given me a bit of experience, thankfully. And your constant support makes it a lot easier, you know, just to be myself and create something. But yeah, still, there are days when it's really a challenge. And now, when I have those days, I don't have to force myself. I can instead recharge and build it up and come back the next day or so more full, more recharged. And I like the night lighting in here, a bit dark, but overall very nice. Look at the lighting on the lampposts, right? No flickering. This minimal in the distance. That's thanks to the anti-aliasing. The better anti-aliasing means less shimmering. And also, because it's night now, I can see the green light from the trailer there in the side mirror. Barely. That I think needs a bit of improvement still from Bart. But I think, yes, he is working on that, improving the lights, the flares. This trailer looks great even at night. You know, for the longest time I've been open to payware already, but I've been very reserved about trailer payware, because my impression was it's always at your back, you'll never get to see it anyway. But then as I bought Bart's trailers, even if they are on the pricey side, it's been so much more immersive. And actually, you get to see it more than your truck, as you can see here. Because whenever you turn, you actually see that trailer. Oh crap, sorry Bart. Will we make it? No, we made it. We actually missed it. Nice. Okay. Oh, why are there so many lampposts in here in the middle of the area? Okay, where are we parking this? There, okay. I think I should be able to make a U-turn there at the end. Hopefully. Also, I'm not sure if this Bart's trailer, Bart's Great Dane Everest, is if it appears in traffic. Kind of feel like it does, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm seeing on the road. Would be nice too. So I noticed the step decks, I think, do, but I'm not sure if the Everest does. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and park this up. Hopefully the reverser sounds, the reversing sounds don't hurt as bad to the ears as with the Volvo VNL 2018. We will hear it soon. Okay, let's line that up properly, like so. Oh, not bad at all. Yeah. Bit tight there though. Can vaguely see from that distance. I think we can manage. Hopefully. It's there. Alright. Slow and steady. Can't see the light so much. Is the right one? I think so. I can start looking outside, but then I have huge stacks on this truck, so yeah, I cannot see anything anyway. Now I can press 5 for a better view, but I think we have it. Yeah, there's the line. That should be lined up perfectly. I think we're good. I think we are good. There it is. Right, let's just even it out. Nice. Not too shabby. I'll take it. Windows up. Ah, beautiful sounds all throughout. Good. Let's get paid. Milk bottles from Riverton to Sheridan. All good. Wow, that took 40 minutes. Goodness, I was having fun. Hope you guys did too. So it's super dark now, but yeah, nice trip overall, I think. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy trucking, guys, and catch you in the comments and in Discord as always. Thanks and bye-bye.